Hello, welcome all you Taurians. Here is your yearly horoscope for 2017. And in general, it is a bit less challenging. I mean, in general, for all the signs. And that is because a couple of long-term planets or slower planets are not as much in difficult angles anymore. But let's break it down for you Taurians what this means. First of all, there is going to be a Mercury retrograde in your sign, and that always shows. I'm not going to talk about the other ones, there are 4 of them, but the one is in around April. And having a Mercury retrograde in your sign always shows new opportunities for Taurians when it comes to how they present themselves to others, and also in relationships. So there's a bit of a reality check there, so to speak, about how you see yourself, and thinking about, hey, maybe I will have to communicate in a different way. Could be the case that because you do so, your relationship shift in a way. So it's like reinventing yourself. Finding strength in yourself as well. I mean, a Mercury retrograde in your own sign is not a bad thing at all. Especially you've got something to look forward to when it comes to relationships when you have Jupiter getting into your opposite sign of Scorpio on the 11th of October. So that means even when you are in a relationship or when you are single, there's some new people that you can meet that are going to be very meaningful and very much helping you to develop spiritually, so to speak, as well, because Jupiter is the planet of our fate, and it's a very spiritual planet. So when it comes to relationships, it's quite significant in 2017. As I said, if you are single and you're really wanting to have some positive people crossing your path, it is possible. Mainly the end of the year, but maybe already around, as I said, April time. When you are already in a relationship, it could mean that it improves as from October. Maybe you're going to take it to the next level. Maybe you're going to have a kid together, or maybe you're going to have a marriage, and so on and so on. So it's not bad when it comes to relationships. What else? There is your ruler. Another significant thing. Mars doesn't go retrograde this year, but Venus does. And Venus is your ruler. So again, very significant for you together with the Librans, because you are going retrograde. You are standing still and reflecting about what? Well, this retrograde happens in Aries. This happens to be your 12th house, which is a hidden house, which is a secretive house, which is the house of our blind spots. So it's not so obvious to have Venus retrograde there, but it's together with Uranus. So what does it mean? Again, this is happening around March time up until June time, and it could mean various things, but let's talk about the energy here. Venus in the 12th means that there can be a love behind the scenes, so to speak. Let's start with that. There can be a love behind the scenes that is not necessarily bad. We can all have, maybe maybe you are single and you're falling in love with someone but who is not single, and there can happen a little bit of time between whatever. Maybe that other person is struggling with a divorce or whatever. But that's the energy of Venus in the 12th. There can be a love for someone, but that cannot be shown yet. So when Venus goes into your sign, which will be then around June time, then things do clear up. So it's not going to stay hidden the whole year. So it could be that you are not allowed to show what you feel, and that this is a bit difficult, but it's very, very passionate because it's in Aries, and it's also opposing Jupiter in your 6th house. So it could be someone from work, or it could be someone that you have met in your day-to-day life. Now, if that is not the case, it could mean that you have a great time alone. behind the scenes, so to speak, or you love to do something that is quite fiery, that is quite unusual, but you're doing it behind the scenes and you're not telling anyone about it. Could be the case as well. Maybe you're writing a book, or maybe you're preparing yourself in some kind of sport to do a marathon or whatever, because it's Aries. So it's not... I know that when I talk about the 12th house and secrecies, people turn like, ooh, it doesn't have to be always that way. Again, it could mean that you are thinking about a person and you are letting go of this person. Because, and with letting go, I mean the attachment, because that's also Venus and Aries together in the 12th house, that maybe this was a person that you kind of, the 12th house is the house of letting go, so that you kind of realize this is not the best person for me. And that is the process during this Venus return in your 12th house. Because don't forget, Venus is you. So this is extra significant, this Venus return for you. It could also mean that you are single, for instance, and you're just having a great time with yourself. You're just having those nice evenings, having a nice bath, having a book to read. What was that? Oh. Having some, all of a sudden, things that happen, like, what was that noise there? Anyways, you see how easily I am distracted here. But anyways, it can be a good thing, Venus in the 12th house. It means that you find pleasure behind the scenes, basically. That's the most general explanation that I can give you. But when you are doing something behind the scenes, when it comes about a relationship, there will be a reality check for sure later on. Because you have that Jupiter there waiting for you in October in the 7th house of relationships. So whatever happens, you still have got some good positive energy coming your way when it comes to relationships. So don't worry if you have to say goodbye to a relationship. What else? Yes, there is a beautiful trine to, again, that 12th house where Uranus is, with Saturn in your 8th house. So these are water houses. These are deep, emotional, hidden water houses. So at the same time, or this aspect is approximately around May and also in November, but you feel it the whole year. It's like that there is a balance between the new and the old. There is a balance between freedom and structure. So the 8th and the 12th could also mean money and abroad. So maybe you're buying some property abroad and all of a sudden you're pretty interested in it, and it's pretty stable, you know, how it all works out. Then when it comes to work, let's have a look at that. Jupiter is in Libra, so for, you know, up until that 11th of October. So that's for you, Taurians, your 6th house of work and health. So health should be improving when it wasn't so good. Also work. It's with Jupiter there, it could mean a lot of work, but certainly work that you like, because Jupiter means meaning. And having Jupiter in the 6th can mean that you're having more meaningful job than you used to have. And this squares up to Pluto in the 9th. So this square is a rather positive square because Jupiter and Pluto kind of, it's like growth, but very deep growth. So whatever it is that you are learning, because the 9th house is a kind of a learning house on a higher level. So it could mean your perception upon life. It could mean through traveling, through foreign people, or your work is related with foreigners. And it gives you a kind of expansion, but also a transformation. So you transform through how you see life, how you perceive life. And it could make a huge transformation there. And I know that a lot of people think, oh, the 9th house, it's just a mind house, it's a house of philosophy and so on. But if you think about it, if you change the way that you think on a higher level, your whole life changes. So there is some possibility to change your perception. So what you once thought was reality, that it totally shifts. And it could have to do with your work, because you could make a promotion at work as well. March and September time are good times to ask for. What else? Oh yes, last but not least, the eclipses in Leo and in Aquarius. Now for Taurus, it's not that important for you, but these are happening in February and they are happening in August time. So let me think. I have to make all these calculations that you have to make so quickly here is a bit... May, June, July, August time. Yes, this is your 4th house. Oh yes, these are the career house, your career and home. So the eclipses around February and August can be times where they're, if you have been clinging on to an old job too much and it's not good for you, it could change there. The same with home. You could change homes when you really want to, when you're feeling that it's... you're not being happy there anymore. So quite a significant year for Taurians. As I said, relationships can be really a reality check and also an expansion there. When it comes to work, it can really improve for you Taurians, especially if you do something with teaching, or if you do something on a spiritual level, if you do something on a very authentic level. So yeah, no manipulation at work, no manipulation or being manipulated. It's out of the question in 2017. Having said that, thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.